I knocked, taking a deep breath in. When the door opened, former beta of the pack, Henry, jerked his head back in surprise. Luna Kylie. Can I come in? I said in a soft voice. Sure, he replied with narrowed eyes, and stepped aside for me to go in. His wife, Betty, came to the main room, wiping her hands with a towel, looking curiously at me. I licked my lips as my throat went dry. It's about Zoe, I said. You should ask her to leave Alpha Graham. He's my husband. Henry grunted as Betty pursed her lips and shrugged. They were childhood sweethearts. Luna Kylie. Their relationship goes way before you came in this pack. Zoe loves him. And I think it is you who should leave Alpha Graham. Not Zoe. My mouth dropped to the floor. Betty. I snapped. Don't Betty me. She rolled her eyes. Please leave. The sting of the insult festered within me, so intense that it awakened Coral's primal urge to seek revenge. But I walked out of their house. Arguing with Zoe's parents was pointless, since they clearly only cared about their own benefit. All my hopes turned into dust. When I reached home, I saw Graham sitting in the main hall with Zoe next to him. Why did you go to Zoe's parents? He growled at me. Do you think I will leave her? Please, Graham. Zoe said in a soft voice. Don't be so angry with her. She's doing it out of love. Tears formed in her eyes. I am the third person in this marriage. I should leave. She got up to leave. Yes. That's right. I blurted. You should leave. Chilly. Graham snarled. He stood up, anger radiating off him. I looked at him with wide eyes, feeling his alpha aura, trying to dominate me. Graham. Please. Zoe urged. Don't be so harsh on her. She wiped her tears. Then she looked at me. Luna Kylie. I know you resent me, but I promise that I'll not come anywhere near you. She hiccuped and Graham stroked her back. In love with Graham. Alpha Liam abused me for 2 years and when I couldn't take it anymore, I came back to Graham. She turned to look at him with passion in her eyes. I realized my mistake. But it's too late. Graham pulled her into a tight hug. Don't cry. Zoe. She nodded as she glanced at me. Then she pulled away. I swear you'll be like a wallflower in this house. But please don't throw me away. No one is going to throw you out. Graham growled while looking at me. I am the alpha of the lunar pack and I make decisions here. He took a deep breath in and kissed her, wiping her tears. Then he scowled at me. I'd like to talk to you. Come. He commanded. Stunned into silence, I walked to my room after him. I looked over my shoulder, only to find Zoe smirking. Graham closed the door behind him. Tilly, what is wrong with you? He growled. Why are you after Zoe? She is innocent. It is me who wants her. She keeps telling me she should leave. But you should understand that she was the girl I loved much before you came into my life. I can't leave her. She was abused and beaten. And now all she seeks is love. Is she coming in your way? No. But I am your mate. I breathed in a gravelly voice, choking on emotions. Are you so blind not see that? We are moon-blessed. Enough. Kylie. He fumed. It is common for the alphas to have more than one lover apart from their lunas. I am an alpha and you are incapable of satisfying my body's requirements. Zoe, on the other hand, knows me well. I would not leave her. And that's my final decision. I gawked at him. Graham. I said with quivering lips. You'll still be my Luna. He breathed, holding my hand. Despite feeling mentally repulsed, my body couldn't help but respond to his touch after he cheated on me. Cora loved the proximity of her mate. Suddenly, I caught a whiff of scent and movement outside my door. Zoe was there. In order to show her what I was to Graham, I pulled his arms around my waist. The mate bond worked, and he immediately pressed me against his body. Inhaling his scent, I hugged him tightly. We are mates and you can't deny this attraction. Please. I don't want to be like other Lunas. If you feel you can't leave Zoe, then reject me. What? He looked at me with wide eyes full of horror. I can't reject you. There will be no such thing as rejection. You hear that? Suddenly, the door opened and Zoe walked in. In a big show. She let out a loud cry and slapped her hand over her mouth. Graham pulled away from me with a jerk. Zoe? Big tears rolled out of her eyes and she ran away from there. Graham also snatched his hand from mine and rushed after her. It was nothing. Sweetie. He shouted. A shudder rippled through my body, and I sank to the floor. I had to do something real quick. After a long time, I picked up my phone and browsed the numbers until I found my best friend, Katie's number. Katie and I lived in the same dorm in college and over the 4 years, both of us had built a strong bond. However, after I got married, I lost contact with her. Her brother, Alpha Logan Hanks, was the alpha of the largest pack in North America, the Nord Pack. If our pack had 150 werewolves, his pack proudly boasted a staggering 500. He was known for his tendency to never sleep with the same girl more than once. But what set him apart was his notorious reputation for being both ruthless and cunning. It hurt that he could kill 5 wolves with just his claws and fangs at the same time. I had met him once when I was in college during the spring festival. He had left an hour later. But he had stared at me like a louche for the whole time. I had no intention of meeting him again. But desperate situations call for desperate measures. Alpha Logan held a powerful cloud over the Elder Council. And I was determined to tap into that resource. Only the elders could help me come out of this pathetic marriage alone and help me regain my pack. So I called Katie to ask for this favor. I think my stars were misaligned. She didn't pick up.